Good morning, childrens. Very good morning. Today I am going to explain about bryophytes. Okay, in the last video, I have explained you regarding algae, that is in the plant kingdom, part 1. Okay, today I am going to explain you bryophytes. Okay, so bryophytes is it's a second type of the plant kingdom. Okay, it's also called amphibians of plant kingdom. Okay, in this video I am going to explain about bryophytes as well, pteridophytes, and along with this I am going to explain about stelae. Okay, so bryophytes means it's also called amphibians of the plant. What is called amphibians of the plant means, you know that amphibians means frog, crocodile are amphibians. It can live in the both water and land, right? So that they called as the amphibians of the plants, because these plants of the bryophytes also can able to survive in the both in the water and the land, so that it is called amphibians of the plant. So the scientist, his name is Shivram Kashyap. He is a father of Indian bryology. He published a book that is Leaves of Western Himalayas and Punjab Plains. He identified a new genera like Achinsonilia, Charchuria, Sivadiella, and Stephensonilia. Okay, so these are all the kind of type of bryophytes. Okay, and general characteristics of features of the bryophytes are: bryophytes is a gametophyte and it is not differentiated into root or the stem or the leaf like structures. So bryophytes அப்படினாவே it's a gametophytic type of sexual reproduction follow பண்ணும். What is a gametophyte, what is a sporophyte, that I'll take you in the online classல நான் உங்களுக்கு explain பண்ணுறேன். So today I'm going to explain about bryophytes is a gametophytic type and it does not differentiated in the plantல உன்னால root, stem, leaf அப்படின்னு differentiate பண்ணவே முடியாது. And that is the main thing of the bryophyte, and most of them are primitive land dwellers அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. It's there in the early period of the earthோட ரொம்ப early periodல இருக்குன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. Example Rhyella and Rhiziocarpus. Okay, so the gametophyte that is this gametophyte of the bryophyte is very conspicuous, that is very clear and long lived phase of life cycle. The thalide means that is the plant body of the bryophytes is present in the leaves and hornworts. Okay, leaves means somewhat soft plant, and hornworts means somewhat a thorn like structure. Okay, so the gametophyte is the same thing. Next, the thallus form of the bryophytes. If you are taking the plant body of the bryophytes, it is actually a gross prostrate and on the ground, and it is attached to the substratum by means of the rhizoids. Two types of rhizoids, two types of roots is there. Rhizoids is there, it is not a root, it is called rhizoids, that is smooth walled and pegged. Smooth walled one irukku, pegged one irukku. These are all the two type of rhizoids of the plant body or the thallus of the bryophytes. Okay, and it is multicellular scales also present. In mosses, leaf-like, stem-like structures are present. Okay, mosses plant body means its erect central axis, அதாவது பிளான்டோட நடுவுலேருந்து மேலே நோக்கி வளரும். லீஃப் லைக் எக்ஸ்பான்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ இட் இஸ் ஆல்சோ மல்டிசெல்லுலர் rhizoids are present. The structure and reproduction in the bryophytes are vascular tissues. That is, vascular tissues means you could have studied in your 10th standard. Vascular tissues means vascular tissues of plants means xylem and phloem only. Xylem will carry up the water to the plant and phloem is carrying the organic solvents and minerals to the plant. That two things of the vascular tissues, that two things is collectively called vascular tissues. That vascular tissue is absent in case of the bryophytes, so that it is called non-vascular cryptogamy. Okay, so non-vascular cryptogamy, you should know that it does not have the xylem or the phloem for the food conduction process, so that it is called non-vascular cryptogamous. Okay, next I'm coming to the reproduction, vegetative reproduction. It follows the vegetative reproduction, that is without involvement of male and female gamete. the reproduction takes place is called vegetative reproduction by adventitious bud, that is the extra bud. Okay, adventitious bud tubers in the Anthocerus. Okay, Anthocerus is a type of bryophytes. Small detachable branches or the brood bodies are formed, help in the vegetation reproduction in the bryophytes, that is Fruticulosa. Okay, so this is a type of bryophytes. In this bryophytes, the vegetative reproduction takes place from the small branches which is arising from the plant body of the bryophytes. Next, Marchantia propagation, gamete formed in the reproduction. Marchantia is a type of bryophyte plant. That plant get reproduced by the formation of gametes. Okay, so this is a structure that show you. This is an Anthocerus diagram. This Anthocerus is this long slender like will be broken into small piece. This small piece is grow as an individual separate independent plant. This is Funaria, and this is the two types of the rhizoids of the bryophytes. That is, this one is pegged, so here and there somewhat down and ups and downs is there, but here smooth is there. It is smooth walled rhizoids. This is pegged wall of the rhizoid. Okay, this is spagum, and this is a gamete, that is a round color structures which is produced from the Marchantia bryophytes. This is a tube like structures which leaves a small round horny structures is called Anthocerus. Asexual reproduction or the propagation of the bryophytes. And sexual reproduction, it follows the male and female gamete. Here the male and female gametes is uniting is called oogamy. Okay, so Antheridia, Archegonia. Here the Antheridia is a male part of the bryophyte, and Archegonia is a female part of the bryophytes. These two types are protective and covering with the multicellular. When the Antheridia produces biflagellate, it is going to produce a two flagellated structure. That flagellated structures which swim in the water and reaches the archegonium, and it is fuses with the egg of the archegonium to produce as the diploid setup, that is 2n number of the zygote is produced. So water is very essential for the fertilization, and the zygote is first cell of the sporophyte generation. Okay, and it is mitotic. Sporophytic generation means I will explain you in the online class. And mitotic division to form the multicellular undifferentiated embryo. Embryogeny is exoscopic. Okay, so it's exoscopic, and it's the embryos divides to give rise to a sporophyte. The sporophyte is dependent on the gametophyte. This is about your life cycle pattern of the reproduction. Okay, so this is, you will be clear when you are attending a online class. Okay, so it's oogamous, Antheridia, Archegonia, male and female parts of the bryophytes. The Antheridia produces biflagellates which swim in the water. It is swim in the water and reaches the egg of the archegonium, so thereby it is producing a zygote. So water is essential for the fertilization. The zygote is initiated with the first cell takes place in the sporophyte generation, and mitotic divisions is this zygote undergoes the mitosis process, produces multicellular undifferentiated embryo. This embryogeny process is actually takes place in the transverse manner, and it is presenting actually outer side of the cell, so that it is called exoscopic. The embryo again divides and give rise to sporophyte. The sporophyte is depending on the gametophyte only. This is about sexual reproduction of bryophytes. Bryophytes generally you will be having a 3 marks from this. So listen this question carefully. That is the bryophytes is divided into 3 classes, namely Hepatocopsida, Anthocerotopsida, Bryopsida. So how can you say? Once again I will repeat. That is Hepatocopsida and Anthocerotopsida and Bryopsida. So Bryopsida example Funaria, Polytrichum, Spagum. Anthocerotopsida example Anthocerus and Dendrocerus. And the Hepatocopsida example Rhizia, Marchantia, Porella, Rilla. Okay, so these are all the example and 3 classes of the bryophytes. These 3 subclasses are very important. Regularly they will be asking you in the 2 mark or 3 mark questions. This is a just structure and reproduction diagram of the bryophytes. Next, economic importance of bryophytes. A large amount of dead thallus of the spagum is get accumulated and compressed or end to form a pit. Pit means it's somewhat like manure-like substances. In North Europe, they will use this for the fuel in the vehicles. Apart from this, nitrates and brown dye and the tanning materials are derived from the peat. Peat means it's nothing but the bryophytes get decomposed and it is giving a dark color substances. Dark color material is called, it's like fertile fertilizer. So it is used for the fuel in the vehicles in the Netherlands, and also it releases the nitrates and brown color dye. These dyes and tanning materials will be used derived from this peat. Okay, tanning material means it going to tan something, that is the hard material going to soft by using of the tanning material of peat. Okay, and next continuation of this peat also used in the horticultures as packing material or their water holding capacity. Okay, so this peating is used in the horticulture for the packing material or other else. Marchantia polymorpha is used for the cure the pulmonary tuberculosis. What is tuberculosis? It's a disease. If the person is getting this disease, the person will not breathe properly, like our corona now we are facing, right? So this tuberculosis is pulmonary, means it's affecting our lung. So lung is also called pulmonary tuberculosis. Sphagnum, bryum, polytrichum are used as a food in the case of bryophytes, and major role in the soil formation through the succession and help in the soil conservation. Okay, suppose the one empty land is there. In the land there is in the start emerging of new plants is there, so that full field will get the emergence of plant by the help of these bryophytes, because these bryophytes will success emergence of the new plant in the new place, so that it is a main role is soil formation along with the succession of the full field with these bryophyte plants. And also its help in the soil conservation. It conserve the soil capacity. Okay, or it protect the soil capacity. Next, do you know Baxibamia, Apella and Cryptothallis mirabilis or saprophytic bryophytes. Okay, that is Baxibamia, Apella and Cryptothallis mirabilis is a saprophytic bryophytes. So this is about your bryophytes. Next I am coming to the pteridophytes. Pteridophytes don't read like peridophytes. The P is silent here, so you should pronounce like pteridophytes. Pteridophytes is a seedless vascular cryptogame. This is just a diagrammatic representation, picturization of this vascular cryptogame. It is also called seedless vascular cryptogame. Okay, so introduction. Pteridophytes, which are considered first true land plants, it's also called, I already told you, the bryophytes is also called amphibians of the plant, or it's also called non-vascular cryptogame, because it does not have the xylem or the phloem, any vascular tissue, so that it is called non-vascular cryptogame. But and it is can able to grow in the water as well as the land is called the amphibians of the plants. But likewise, the pteridophytes also is considered as an first true land plants. Why? Because it have the true root and stem system is there, and it does not have the seed, so that it is called seedless vascular cryptogame. It is having a xylem and phloem along with the established root and stem system, so that it is called first true land plant. Compared to the algae and bryophytes, pteridophytes is from the pteridophytes family, from the pteridophytes class only, you will be having a separate root and stem for the plant, so that it is called first true land plants. First plant is acquire vascular tissues like a xylem and phloem, hence it is called vascular cryptogame. But bryophytes is does not have these, so that it is called non-vascular cryptogame. Club moss, hostile, quillworts, waterfen, tree ferns or belong to this group. Okay, club moss hostile, quillworts, waterfen, tree ferns. Okay, these plants are small herbaceous and grow well in the moist, cool, sandy places wherever the water is available. It does not need any sunlight, it just need moist, sandy places. Next, general characteristics of pteridophytes. The pteridophytes also sporophytic in the dominant phase, and it has the different root, stem and leaf system. Roots are adventitious root. It is not a tap root. What is adventitious root? What is a tap root? That you will be learn in the next lesson of your portion. The stem is an monopodial or the dichomatous branches. Whether the stem will be straight in the manner or it may bifurcate into a two branches. That is the bifurcate. That is, it may divide it into two branches. That is called dichomatous branches. Or else sometimes it is grow as a straight branch is called a monopodial. And leaves may be a micropylous or the megapylous. The stele and the protostele is but some sypnostele are present. Stele means that the xylem and phloem structure is collectively called stele. The tracheids means it's a type of xylems, that is its xylem is carries the water. Xylem have four types. In that one type is tracheids or major water conducting system in the Selignella type of the pteridophytes. Sporangia, spore bearing bag-like structure are born in the special leaves are called sporophyll. The leaves are present in the pteridophyte plants. Some plants will produce the spore, that is bag-like structure called sporangia. That sporangia consisting of spore. So these sporangia and spore is present in the special type of leaf is called sporophyll. These sporophyll are get organized to form a cone or strobilus. Example, Selignella and Equistem are the Equisetum is or the example of the pteridophytes carry the sporophylls type of leaves. They may be a homosporous or the heterosporous. The homosporous means that consisting of only one type of spore, example Lycopodium. Heterosporous will produces two type of spore, example Selignella. Heterospory is origin of seed habit. Okay. Development of sporangias may be a eusporangiate, that is sporangium from a group of initials, or the leptosporangium means the development of sporangium from a single initials. Group of initials will give this eusporangiate. Single initial will give you the leptosporangia. Spore mother cells will undergo the meiosis and produces the spores. Spores will have only one number of chromosomes, so that it is a haploid number of chromosome. So it is mentioned as a N in between the brackets. So this is just the picturization of Leucopodium, that is club moss, Equistem horsetail. It's look like horsetail, so that it is called horsetail. Okay, and Azolla, it's a water fan, very very important. You have studied in the mycorrhiza and lichens. And also spore germinates to produce a haploid multicellular green chordate shaped independent gametophyte is called prothallus. Okay, the fragmentation, resting bodies, root tubers and adventitious buds are help in the vegetative reproduction. Sexual reproduction or oogamous type of reproduction. The sex organ, like you saw in the bryophytes, that is antheridium is a male part, archegonium is a female part. The arthridium again it produces the multiflagellates of the anthrozoid. This multiflagellate structure is moving in the water, swim in the water and reaches the egg of the archegonium. The egg of the archegonium is a flask in shape with a broad venter, that is the front portion is broad in space and its back portion is narrowed. So the back portion is, that is behind part is narrowed and the front portion is somewhat broadened. So this is the shape of the archegonium or the female part of the pteridophytes. Here the egg is there. The antheridium produces the multiflagellates which is coming, swims in the water and it reaches the egg of the archegonium and produces the zygote. The zygote which is produces the zygote is present in the canal cells of the neck of the archegonium. Archegonium is a broad in their front portion and narrowed in the behind portion of the archegonium consisting of egg. These egg cells are present in the neck of the archegonium, that is neck is consisting with the canal cells. In that canal cells exist there. So water is very very essential for the fertilization, like you saw in the bryophytes. After the fertilization, diploid zygote is produced. It undergoes the meiotic division to form the embryo. So pteridophytes produces apogamy and apospory. Okay, and Rimmer is a scientist. He said that is there is a 5, you have seen the 3 types of subclasses in the bryophytes. Likewise he will be having a 5 types of subclasses in the pteridophytes. They are Coelophytopsida, Coelotopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida, Pteridopsida. Okay, so there are 19 orders, 48 families are present under these type of 5 subclasses. So once again I'll repeat: Coelophytopsida, Coelotopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida and Pteropsida. Okay, so this is about your types of the pteridophytes. At last I am coming to the economic importance of the pteridophytes. The pteridophytes name is, that is the Rumora identiformis. It's a leather leaf fen. Its cut flower is arrangements. It's used for the bouquets and all. and Maricella is used as a food as well as a type of pteridophytes used for the biofertilizers that you have seen in the lichens as well as mycorrhiza, and Dryopteris flix mass is used as a treatment for a tapeworm, and that is a medicine. It's a type of Dryopteris is a medicine. It's a pteridophyte used as a treatment of tapeworm, worm treatment. Okay, Teres vitata is a removal of heavy metals from the soil, that is bioremediation, removing pollutions from the soil by using of these species. And Pteridium species leaves yield a green dye. Green dye is we can take from these species, and ecostem is used by the stems for the scurrying. Okay, scurrying. Then Silotum, Lycopodium, Selignella, Angiopteris, Martia are used as an ornamental plants. Ornamental plants na வீட்டில் வைக்கிற அழகு செடிகள் சொல்லுவாங்களே அது, that is called showy plants or the showcase plants or the showy plants or the ornamental plants are used here. Okay. Next, I am coming to the do you know. The success and dominance of the vascular plants is due to the development of extensive root system, efficient conductive tissue, cuticle to prevent the desiccation. Desiccation means the removal of water molecule will be reduced due to the high density of the cuticle is present more and more in the pteridophytes. Stomata are for effective gaseous exchanges. For the effective gaseous exchanges will be takes place by the stomata, and cuticle will be very dense so that the transpiration is stopped, and it is having a very good conducting tissues like a xylem and phloem. Extensive root system is there. So these are all the very important do you know part of the pteridophytes. Types of stelae. The terms type of stelae means the central cylindrical region, that is the central part of the plant is called that is vascular tissue that consisting of xylem and phloem. The central part of the, if your cut section, the transverse section or the cut section of the your plant will be in the middle part, you will be getting a xylem phloem. So it's also called pericycle. So xylem and phloem is collectively called pericycle. Sometimes the medullary rays with the pith is there. Okay. So protostele and siphonostele, two types of stele is there. Stele means xylem and phloem is present in the center region of the plant is called stele. These stele are two types. Protostele means the phloem surrounds the xylem. That is the phloem surrounds the xylem. Okay. And siphonostele means the xylem is surrounded by the phloem. Okay. If the phloem is surrounded by the xylem is called protostele. If the xylem is surrounds the phloem, that is called siphonostele. Under the protostele, you will be having a haplostele, actinostele, plectostele, mixed protostele. In this actinostele, plectostele, they will be asking you in the keep on many times in the exam. So actinostele, plectostele you should know. Haplostele means xylem is surrounded by the phloem, is known as haplostele. Example Selignella. Plectostele, haplonostele. You will not have the diagram. Okay. So actinostele, star shaped xylem core is surrounded by the phloem. Yes. So here the protostele, that is phloem surrounds the xylem. So phloem surrounds the xylem. Okay. ஸோ ஃபோலம் வந்து சைலம் சரௌண்ட் பண்ணியிருக்குன்னா சைலம் தான் மிடில் இருக்கும். ஸோ சைலம் என்ன ஷேப்பில் இருக்குன்னா ஸ்டார் ஷேப்பில் இருக்குது. எக்ஸாம்பிள் லைக்கோபோடியம் செரட்டம் டயக்ராமில் பார்த்தா உனக்கு தெரியும். ஸோ this is actinocele. So this red part is called a xylem, and it is surrounded by a phloem, that is green part. It is star in shape. If the star in shape, it is called actinostele. Okay. So next I am coming to the type is called a plectostele. Plectostele, xylem plates alternate with the phloem plates. Example lycopodium clavatum. இதில் பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா ஸோ இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா that is this is called plectostele. See here, look here, closely look, observe here. Here one plate is with the green, that is phloem, one plate is a red, one plate is green. So alternatively it is arranged, is called plectostele. Okay. Next type is that is mixed protostele. Xylem groups uniformly scattered in the phloem. So xylem group, that is a mixed protostele. So mixed protostele is not there here. Okay. That's all about here plectostele. So I am coming to the protostele is over. Okay, next I am coming to the siphonostele. Siphonostele is nothing but the xylem surrounds the phloem, that is phloem is present in the center, green part in the center and surrounded by the red color part. So don't write in the exam red green, so I am saying for your understanding purpose. Okay, and phloem with the pith at the center. The ectopic or the ectofolic siphonostele is there. The phloem is restricted only on the external side of the xylem and pith is in the center, that is example osmunda. Amphiolic siphonostele is example phloem is present on the both side of the xylem, example that is Marizella. And selenostele is a perforated at the place that is called corresponding to the origin of the leaf. An ectopic in this ectopic selenostele, amphiolic selenostele, dictydostele இருக்கு. And usually the stele is split into a distinct collateral vascular bundles around the pith. Okay, so this is usually, so collateral அதாவது வந்து செப்பரேட்டாக பிரிஞ்சிருக்கு அதை தான் சொல்கிறாங்க. So it is split into a distinct collateral vascular bundles around the pith. Okay, example dicot stem. Attactocele still is distinct collateral vascular bundles and are scattered in the ground tissues. So this is attactocele which is distinctly separated, scattered and along with the vascular bundle. Vascular bundle என்னென்னா, ஸோ இதுக்குள்ளே xylem phloem இருக்கும், xylem phloem இருக்கும். ஒவ்வொன்றுக்குள்ளேயும் ஒவ்வொரு பண்டில்குள்ளேயும் ஒவ்வொரு அந்த ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்க்குள்ளேயும் xylem phloem இருக்கிறதுனால அது என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க அப்படின்னா வாஸ்குலர் பண்டில் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ இதுவுமே வாஸ்குலர் பண்டில் தான் இருக்குது. இதுவும் வாஸ்குலர் பண்டில் பட் ஸ்கேட்டர்டாக இருக்குது. இது கொஞ்சம் ரெகுலராக இருக்குது. யூஸ்டலி அட்டாக்டோசிலி. ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் ஐ எம் கமிங் டு தி polycyclotely. Vascular tissues are present in the form of 2 or 3 concentric ரிங்ஸாக இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஸோ கான்சென்ட்ரிக் ரிங்ஸ் ரைட், ரிங்காக வரும் இல்லையா, நம்ம அதுதான் சொல்லுவாங்க ப்ரொடக்டோசிலி. இந்த கான்சென்ட்ரிக் ரிங் மாதிரி வருது. இது வந்து ஆஃப்னோஃபோலிக்ஸ். இது வந்து சொலனோஸ்டெலி. சொலனோஸ்டெலியில் என்ன பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, லைக் ஸ்டெலி இஸ் பர்ஃபோரேட்டட் அட் அ பிளேஸ் ஆர் த பிளேஸ் இஸ் கரஸ்பாண்டிங் டு த ஒரிஜின் ஆஃப் லீஃப் ட்ரேஸ். ஓகே, லீஃப் எப்படி இருக்கோ அது மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் பிளேஸில் மட்டும் ஸ்ட்ரேஸ் ஆகியிருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஓகே, தட்ஸ் ஆல் அபவுட் யுவர் பிரையோபைட்ஸ் அண்ட் டெரிடோபைட்ஸ். தேங்க்யூ ஆல்.